we're back.
Good morning. We know how much of a drag it is to get up out of bed in the mornings and face the day. In fact, right now, some people are still in bed.
In fact, I'm so jealous of you guys.
You guys are blessed.
Yeah.
If you're still at home and just,
chilling
or just waking up and getting out of bed and saying, you know what, I don't feel like going out today.
Yeah, well, you're lucky because we're going to be right here. We know how stressful it can get navigating the roads, getting to the office. So, hey, for those of you on the way to work as well.
Yeah, so we decided to step in, and that's why we'll pop up every morning, every single day on your screen from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. We'll bring you all the elements for a fun morning. I'm Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titi Lara Oyinson. Welcome. It's the midweek edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
It feels like it's been a whole week already because, it's only been 3 days.
But it's a bit chilly this morning as well, making it a bit harder for us to, come out of our shells as well. But not to worry, we're going to be on this journey with you because we're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. Look us up on TVC Connect. We are looking for you to send us your comments, contributions. Tell us how we can be a part of your day in the best way. And hey, we'll be right there with you.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And of course, something's going to be happening in the kitchen. Mary's there in a blue dress. Nothing else I can see on the tabletop there.
Don't worry.
Worried.
You won't go hungry today.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be making something fantastic.
Because I'm sure that, you're not just there to look pretty.
Am I looking pretty? Just say it. Just say it. Yeah,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Mary.
Loving the blue, by the way.
Thank
loving
you.
it.
Noel and some. Good morning, Nigeria. On the news this hour, police authorities say 11 persons have been arrested in connection with the Plateau State killings. Police spokesman Jimo Moshood told a news conference in Abuja that investigations were ongoing. Moshood also explained that operatives were on the trail of assailants who killed 7 policemen and seriously wounded another in Galadimawa area, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory. A coalition of civil society organizations have called on the Senate President Bukola Saraki to resign and face criminal charges over the April fatal robbery in Offa, Kwara State. The coalition also accuses the National Assembly of inserting projects it says are not feasible into the 2018 budget. Members had stormed the National Assembly carrying placards with various inscriptions. They attempted to pull down the gates of the National Assembly to gain entrance into the complex, but were stopped by the police. And Senate President Bukola Saraki says the protesters are sponsored by some ministers and governors. He also claims to know who they are. Saraki restated that funds for constituency projects are not given to lawmakers and are implemented by the executive. Earlier, Senator Issa Miso, representing Bochi Central, said those sponsoring protests against the National Assembly were people close to President Muhammadu Buhari. And 3 suspected oil thieves now face prison terms if eventually found guilty of their alleged crimes. The Nigerian Navy personnel in Rivers State intercepted the suspects on board a vessel conveying an unspecified quantity of suspected illegally refined crude. The suspects have now been handed over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, for further investigation and possible prosecution. Meanwhile, the Navy says its offensive against illegal refining of crude would be sustained as part of efforts aimed at tackling environmental pollution. And that's the news this hour. I'm Fadishola Shutingwa. It's time now for the weather forecast.
Time for the newspaper headlines. We're starting with the Daily Sun this morning. And the headline, as Senate President demands release of 2018 budget allocation, protesters storm National Assembly. They were sponsored by Governor, Minister Say Saraki. APC government will make education free in Abia, says Kalu. Benue killings, police parade 8 suspects, 30 convicted, 400 others facing trials from violating anti-grazing law, says Autumn. Gunmen kill 7 policemen in Abuja. And finally, IPOB charges army to produce Kanu, all on the cover of the Daily Sun.
On the cover of the Guardian newspaper, it says Macron pledges French security support others. We can't fix all Nigeria's problems, he says, signs a $475 million agreement for projects, describes Fela Shrine as an iconic hub. It also says here, protesters storm NAS. It says they demand end to constituency projects. We can't be intimidated, say senators. Ask Buhari to deal with sponsors, execute budget. Then also on the tankers menace, it says once again, residents' structures in grave danger as tankers, trucks still defy Lagos government's military orders to quit bridges. That's what it has. That's what we have on The Guardian.
All right, up next is The Punch and the headline, National Assembly backs state police as gunmen kill 7 cops in Abuja. That's sad. Lawmakers say police reform bill to get speedy hearing. Protesters demand Saraki Dogara's resignation. Again, Soyinka attacks Obasanjo in new book, 21 Kings. Respect rule of law, Olubadan tells Ajimobi. France can't fix Africa's problems, says Macron. Lagos Kano to get $75 million French Development Agency loan. DSS arrests Ekiti officials for collecting teachers' PVCs. And Mikel Obi, I knew of my father's kidnap before Argentina match. Wow. And finally, I'll support Igbo presidency at the right time, says Buhari, all on the cover of The Punch.
On the cover of the Vanguard, it says, giving land for ranching better than death, says the presidency. Adds, being alive is better than ancestral attachment to land. History will judge us harshly if killings persist, says Dogara. It says here, insecurity threatens 2019 elections, say Khan. It says here also, Igbo political future rests on my re-election, says Buhari. Gunmen kill 7 policemen, 1 civilian in Abuja as FCT police launch manhunt for killers. And on Naira Watch, Naira appreciates to 359 Naira to the dollar as CBN injects $210 million. That's what we have on the Vanguard.
The Nation is next, and the headline, 7 policemen die in battle with bandits. Spokesman condemns calls for SARS disbandment. Police name Plateau Benue killings suspects, and we have pictures of some suspects there sitting, and pictures of guns and ammunition. Olubadan to government, respect chieftaincy law. Boko Haram boy, I made explosives for bombers. And Nigeria, France signed pact on $475 million projects. And finally, Mace Theft Committee indicts Omo Agege, all on the cover of The Nation.
This day newspaper says Kwankwaso, others pull out of APC. Says Baraje, Saraki-led NPDP tied down with endless talks with PDP to sign MOU with PDP. Macron says France can't solve Nigeria's insecurity problem. House designates Plateau killings as genocide. Dogara says Nigerians losing faith in security system as 7 policemen, 2 others killed in Abuja. That's what we have on this day.
All right, and now on to some sports. Complete Sports has a couple of stories here. Mikel reveals why I played versus Argentina despite my father's kidnap. Eagles captain says he didn't want to let 180 million Nigerians down. Algeria FA, no official offer for Raw. And Juventus offer Ronaldo £30 million per season. Chelsea want 80 million for William. And a couple of other stories here. Real deny world record £275 million bid for Neymar. And England break penalty shootout curse and win against Colombia 1-0. Beat Colombia to set up quarterfinals clash versus Sweden. That's what we have on the cover of Complete Sports.
Still have a few papers left. It says the Nigerian Tribune. It says here, killings. Senate begins process to create state police. History will judge us harshly if killings persist, says Dogara. And protesters at NAS call for Saraki Dogara's resignation. Governors, ministers sponsoring them, say the Senate. It also says DSS arrests 2 in Ekiti school. Fayose causes stir, confronts security chiefs. Abuja court quashes Ekiti government white paper. Co-op trusted traditional rulers in tax collection. Oluwo tells government. Then it also says here, how I made 500 underwear IEDs for Boko Haram. 15-year-old confesses. Wow. Police parade counselor, 7 others over killings in Benue. No proof to arrest. Mietiala now, say army. Then gunmen kill 7 policemen in Abuja. That's what it says on the Nigerian Tribune.
We have the new Telegraph here, and the headline, 52 plateau villages under herdsmen's control, say reps. Senate moves to set up state police. Dogara, history will not be kind to us if we don't stop killings. I learned of my dad's abduction hours before Eagles Argentina match, says Mikel Obi. Gunmen kill 7 policemen in Abuja. And 20 states seek 791 billion naira refunds spent on federal roads. And you can see the breakdown of the states there. NNPC to raise funds through capital market. And Nigeria, France signed $475 million agreements for development projects. And fraud in amnesty office. Wow. 747 fake students uncovered. And Senator, APC will explode in a matter of days. Wow. And then Obasanjo takes up teaching job at National Open University, of course, after his PhD. And that's what we have on the cover of the new Telegraph. All the papers are reporting the French president that came to Nigeria.
Macron.
Yeah.
You know, there was a little bit of controversy about the fact that, you know, the roads were blocked while he went to the Africa Shrine in Lagos. I know it must have been some security, you know,
Actually,
issues,
why he wanted to take a tour of Lagos was apparently he used to live in Lagos.
I heard that too.
Yeah,
I heard that too.
Over a decade ago, he was working at the French embassy, and you know, so he just wanted to take a tour.
And 10 years later, after working at an embassy in Nigeria,
15 years.
Oh well, you said 10. So he's now the president.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that he did take the time to go around Lagos and meet with some important people. But you know, when we get visits like this, it makes you wonder what, you know, who else could visit and make a positive impact, you know.
It was good. I saw pictures of them at the shrine, performances, a couple of senators, and the governor was there. And it was really nice. I think
it looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, and you know, French are usually very steeped in culture, and no matter where they go, they try to put up, you know, get their culture in there and also assimilate.
But it does make me question, though, if and when our Nigerian president visits Paris, are they going to block any roads for him? That's the question.
Well, it's a good question.
Very good question.
You know, but
so
when the Nigerian president went to Morocco, though, it was really nice. It was a state visit. It was, you know, well organized, and roads were blocked.
Okay,
actually.
but Morocco, France, I don't know. I'm just saying, if they can close a road in Paris for a Nigerian president one day, I'll feel a little more valid.
Titi, if you became a first lady, you would do worse.
Are you sure about that?
I know.
Okay, so I think I'm personally, you know, a little more, you know, affected by it, because a lot of the roads I was supposed to pass yesterday were the ones blocked. So maybe I'm a bit biased.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah, true.
So I saw the
metal embankments that they had built along Agidingbi and a couple of other areas.
So it's just really, it just makes you question how we value ourselves. and how much value we place on people coming into the country. But you're always welcome.
Yeah,
everyone.
I think, again, it was parts of it were hurriedly planned because people are always also complaining that they quickly patched up the potholes in that area. So that's a plus for you guys.
Well.
Those of you that apply that road.
I don't know.
There's
still so many roads in Lagos that need touching up. You know, there's some roads that don't need touching up and they're being touched up every other month. And then there are some that have not been touched up in years. Yeah. You know, so it's just, I'm on the fence about it all. Yeah, but something else that happened yesterday, which was a bit sad, was that 7 policemen were killed at a checkpoint in Abuja. And of course, that caused an uproar. Everybody was scared. They thought it was a long gun battle, and it was really when
bad.
Things like that happen, you know, so many questions need to be answered. Yeah. There is an opportunity for, you know, the police to come out and explain exactly what happened and tell us more about what happened, because it does seem like all the details are not very clear. A bit sketchy, but it was apparently they were on duty at a checkpoint, and some robbers were driving by. They stopped them, tried to do a stop and search, and they opened fire on them. So, well, that's the story for now. We don't know any other details, but that's what's going on. Okay. So, other stuff in the papers this morning. The issue with Mikel Obi and... yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about that with Mike shortly. Later on. But it was, I mean, it's really sad that could happen. It was really, really sad.
Hello again. Time to get down to the business of the day. As you can see, as I promised earlier, there's going to be some cooking, but I'm not alone. I've got my chef here, and together we'll be preparing something fantastic for you. Hi, chef. How you doing?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. You ran a bit late. What happened?
Well, traffic.
Traffic. Okay. Well, it's great to have you here all the same. So what are we making today?
Well, we're doing quick, easy, and fancy today. So we're going to make a chicken stir fry.
Quick, easy and fancy.
Yeah, for people that don't really have time to cook but want to cook, say, to surprise the bull or bay.
So now we cook to surprise the bull, not for sustenance. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients. What are we making use of?
Okay, so this is chicken. It's already been parboiled. This is chicken. These are vegetable peppers, red, yellow, green, and spring onions. Okay. This is basil. This is rosemary. This is ginger and garlic. This is sweet corn. This is kidney beans, and these are stock cubes. Stock cubes.
Okay. I believe you're going to be making use of other things. You could get the pan while we talk. So as you can see, it's quite a spread here today, and I cannot wait to get started with the cooking really. Ginger and garlic. It's a good thing we have almost everything ready. It's just for us to start the cooking and stirring and all. Okay, so let's start. There's going to be a lot of frying today because of the stir fry.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let me grab that for you. Don't worry. I know I can be quite a giant. Okay, so there you go.
So let's just wait for this to dry up. Yeah. Now let's just wait for the water to dry, for the pan to dry.
Okay. So on average, the entire prep takes how long?
10-15 minutes.
10-15 minutes to boil chicken, cut this all up. Are you serious? Could have fooled me.
I think depends on your knife skills, yeah.
Your knife skills?
Knife skills, yeah.
When you say
how good you are with the knife, how fast you are.
Okay, how fast you are. But the chicken, boiling in 15, well, you cut it up before boiling. Okay, that's why, because if it was
no, that makes it cook faster.
Yeah, when it's just the tiny pieces. The oil is about to go in. No, it's still wet. I can still see traces of water there.
Let's dry up.
I think it's all right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just that one spot, it's all dry. A little bit of oil, I suppose. Okay. Just put this back. So the cooking takes how long?
10-15 minutes max.
Another 10-15 minutes. So, that's why you said people who don't have time
to cook, yeah. So that's why it's quick, easy, and fancy.
Quick, easy, and fancy.
And you're not spending time. Exactly. It's not like you're cooking beans or anything. You're not spending time.
Okay.
Let's just wait for this to get hot.
All right. So we'll wait for that to get ready. You want to do something?
Yeah.
the process, you're going to put this first.
No, chicken goes in first.
Chicken goes in
Chicken
first.
goes in first.
Okay.
Then I'll take it out.
Okay.
And I'll put these in. Then ginger and garlic goes in.
Okay. So this. Then
Yeah.
at what point do these go?
No, these ones are
For another
yeah, for another
dish.
stir fry, yeah.
Okay.
There are two different stir fries.
Oh, there are two different stir fries.
Yeah.
Okay. So
The
we'll
stir
get the
fry.
first stir fry done. Then maybe when we go on a break, when we get back, we'll do the other stir
Yeah, the stir
fry.
fry, yeah, exactly.
Okay. The oil seems hot enough now. Yeah. This is being pre-cooked. It won't take so long.
It won't take so long. It won't take so long. It won't take so long.
When you cook this, did you put it back in the fridge? Or
Yeah, I did.
You
I put it in the fridge.
So of course it has to be cooked up.
Definitely.
So we put this in.
Then ginger and garlic. And
How
some
many-
rosemary and basil.
Like how many? This should be about half a kilo or a kilo of chicken.
About a kilo.
About a kilo.
Yeah, I'm working with just chicken breasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a reason you put in the tomatoes in the chicken?
No, these are peppers actually. Red peppers and yellow peppers.
They look like tomatoes. Let's
Yeah.
see that. They do.
Yeah, they
like,
do look like tomatoes, yeah.
Are you
It's,
sure?
it's the bottom end and the top end.
Is there a reason for taking just the bottom end and the top end?
No reason. I just wanted to use that parts. Like I used the middle for this to get these long cuts. You get like I'm using
So it's not like
bell
mashed
peppers like tatashi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks so much like tomatoes, and I was
Yeah,
wondering
exactly.
because how can tomatoes stay like
This
you know
one, yeah.
whole in spite of the heat? So now the next
Yeah.
thing goes in.
Yeah, next thing goes in.
Oh, you're gonna have to take it
Yeah, I'm
out.
taking it out. I'm taking it out. So I'm gonna put every other thing in, then chicken will come in last.
Again.
Yeah.
So the purpose of this was just to
reheat
reheat
it. But if I hadn't pre-cooked,
Yeah.
still the same thing. I'll put chicken in first, let it cook, take it
Okay.
out, then put the rest, then put the chicken back in.
Okay, fantastic. Right. Okay, so
Yeah, this goes in now.
peppers
Yep.
and spring onions.
Yeah, peppers and green onions.
The stir fry is coming out nice. I can't begin to describe the smell. The aroma is just fantastic.
Are you a foodie?
So no need to put fresh oil. You just continue.
Nah,
to
that
add
is
it.
fine, that is fine.
Okay. I guess it's wise to do this with non-stick pan.
Yeah, non-stick pan, and to use kind of oil that is low in cholesterol, like power oil.
Okay. Nice.
Just put this in for a bit. Yeah, ginger and garlic.
Oh, just a little.
Yeah, just a little.
I was beginning to think
With
we were
every-
using ginger garlic stir fry. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love colors in food. It's just
Very
beautiful,
inviting.
it's Very,
Very inviting, yeah.
very.
Very inviting.
So this is almost ready. The only thing left is for us to put in the chicken.
Yeah, put in the chicken.
Wow.
Quick, easy.
You said, okay, well, you said 15 minutes for everything. But for this, I dare say like 8 minutes.
Like I even said 10 to 15 max. Max.
Okay, let's see. Are you gonna like throw this up in the air or something? I half expected you to though.
Don't worry, I'll do it from the next time.
No, you should stick to pancakes for that. I'm not about to have to run for my life, you know.
Yes, this is fine.
Okay.
Then
So
just
how
throw in
many
the
minutes
chicken.
are we waiting?
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine. Put the chicken back in. Chicken goes
See?
right
Chicken
back.
stir fry is ready.
Right back. Now we're going to put in a little basil. Rosemary.
Is it for stems or just for the
No, flavor. Like,
flavor?
yeah.
Okay. This looks really good. This is really good. Like, I just want to dive in already.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving that very soon. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you more or less see the entire process. So when you get to see the end result later, you wouldn't be very surprised. I'm very sure of that. But there's more coming. Yeah, there's more coming. We're going to go on a quick break now. And okay, first of all, we'll go for a performance. Let's go for the performance first, okay? I've got TT on standby with Paul Kiesel.
Wow. Okay, so as performances go, you know, we have them every single morning. Yes, believe it. We have people come perform every morning. And, well, I know that Mary isn't even close to being done with the food in the kitchen there, but it is smelling amazing. Don't you think it smells great?
Yeah, it smells great.
All right, then. So I know that you're probably wondering who this is. And I know that the song he's about to perform is a really deep one. So if you've been looking for a way to just get out of your shell this morning, a way to just get into the mood, get into the groove, this is your opportunity. So right now we have Danny here for a musical performance, and he's going to be lifting his voice to the heavens. Make sure you enjoy it. All right.
God of wonders, great in battle. Hey, thank you for victory, victory, total victory. God who never sleeps, God who never slumbers, creator of the universe, you are worthy to be praised. God who never sleeps, the one that doesn't slumber, creator of the universe, you are worthy to be praised. Omnipotent God, omnipresent God, omni-knowest God, oh, there is no one like you. Omnipotent God, ever-present Father, unknowing Jesus, there is no one like you. Raise your voice and say, God will never sleep. He never slumbers. Creator of the universe, you're worthy to be praised. God will never sleep. He never slumbers. Creator of the universe, you're worthy to be praised. Hey, omnipotent God, yeah, ever-present Father, No, they use me play. Woo. To the house for my matter. I'm the apple of your eyes. I'm so precious to you. You left your glorious foot. Carry my sin. You nailed it on the cross to give me victory. Woo! Got a victory. It's total victory. Hey, celebrate your God. Hey, you got a victory.
Talking about raising our voices. Talking about raising our voices to high heavens. Wow, wow, wow. Paul Chisholm here, and I didn't know how much I needed this inspiration this morning until I started hearing you sing. Thank you so much for that performance.
Thanks, thank you so much.
All right, so I know that we don't really have much time, but as quickly as possible, right? When it comes to your music, right? That little boost, that little push, right, that you get every morning to get out of bed and push the music. What is it that pushes you every morning?
Well, the push is the desire to see people transformed.
Okay.
The desire to see the message we have change people. People, you know, hear the word that we have to share through our music, and then receive the word and they are transformed. So that wakes me up.
I'm back. I have here with me the center manager at Women at Risk International Foundation, WARIF. Her name is Detutu Ajibodu, and she's here to talk about curbing gender-based violence in Nigeria. We talked about that earlier, and she's joining us this morning. It's good to see you. Good to have you join us. So tell us about Women at Risk International and what you do.
Okay. As you rightly said, I'm the Center Manager at Women at Risk International Foundation. What we basically do is give support to women and young girls that have been survivors of sexual assault and rape. The foundation was set up by Dr. Kemi Da Silva Ibu in 2016. So what we've done is come up with various initiatives to reach out to people, to bring awareness to people about the things we do.
So is this about encouraging women to come forward and young girls to come forward as well?
Yes, and also to let them know that there's a place where you can find help. One of the initiatives we have is the Women at Risk International Foundation Center that is located in Yaba.
Okay.
It's on number 6 Totten Street off Thurban Avenue in Yaba. What we do is we give medical services, psychosocial counseling, referral to shelters, and referral for legal aid to women and children that are survivors of rape and sexual assault.
Wow, okay, so we're at a point now where people can actually come forward and they know that they can find help with your organization.
Yes, with enough awareness. I mean, gradually we're getting to the point where people are stepping out to talk about it. But what we need to do is, you know, put more awareness out there to say, oh, this is where we are, this is where you can find help. A lot of people that go through this traumatic experience don't know where to find help. A lot of them don't even speak up because of the fear of what the, the fear of what people will say, the fear of people blaming them for what happened.
Social stigmas and all of that.
Exactly.
We'll talk about blame in a little while, but before that, you tell us about some of the cases, because I know that, you know, these things are not just a touchy subject, but it can also be very pathetic in some situations that you encounter. Can you tell us about some of these?
We see quite a variety of cases, quite a variety. It's heartbreaking that we see a lot of minors, a whole lot of minors that have been abused by their fathers, that have been abused by maybe a relative, their uncle, you know. It's a variety of people. It ranges from minors to women to even married women that have been abused. But, you know, the heartbreaking part is that most of these survivors actually know their perpetrators. These things happen at their homes. It usually is done by maybe a relative, a brother, an uncle. You know, so it ranges. You know, the most common one lately is Okada riders having their way with children that they take to school.
It's amazing. I mean, these are one of the things I also wanted to ask about is it feels like when you go on social media and all of that, that there are rising cases and rising incidences of gender-based violence and all of that. Oh. But is it because there's now social media, or has this thing always been there? That's usually the question. Everyone is saying there are rising incidences, but it feels like it's just because of social media and people having more access to information. Is that the truth?
Well, I would say yes to all that you've mentioned. Yes, the social media helps a lot. Yeah. And also the fact that a few people already have stepped out to talk about the incidents and they've found help. It kind of encourages others that have been in this situation to come out to speak as well. This thing has always been there. It's always been there. People just haven't had the courage to come out to say, oh, it happened to me because of the stigma, because of the fear, because of the kind of culture that we live, the kind of culture that we have. So, I mean, so social media goes a long way. That's why I keep talking about advocacy and awareness, going out there, being out there, saying you can find help.
I like the fact that you're talking about advocacy and also awareness, but that's usually from the point of view of usually foundations like yours that try to help women and also try to advocate on their behalf. But let's talk about solutions and things that can be done at the level of policy, maybe increasing number of shelters and also talking to the men and the perpetrators of such violence against women. Is there more that can be done in this area?
There's a whole lot more that can be done. I always say that it will have to take all of us to stand up to make a change in society. Yes, it starts with one person, one organization, one initiative to start that change. But what we have done is we have come up with several initiatives to reach out to different people. And because of the organization I work, because of the passion we have towards our goal, we every time go back to reinvent the wheel. We go back to think of various ways in which we can reach different groups of people.
I like that. So, okay, so I'm a man talking to you about gender-based violence. What are the things that you'd like the men to know? For instance, I have a daughter myself, and so if you were talking to me or you were talking to people who are uncles and policymakers and all of that, sometimes they don't really even understand what this thing actually means to women, especially with the policymakers and people that have been in government for 10, 20, 30 years. What are the specific things you want them to know? Okay,
so that's why at our organization we've come up with, like I said, various initiatives. Yeah. One of the initiatives is the Boys Conversation Cafe. What we've done is we go into the schools and talk to little boys, boys in classes SS1 and 2. What we've done is we've created a cafe for them, a setting where they're more relaxed, it's easygoing, they can talk about everything and anything. Right. We bring in mentors to talk to them, like yourself, to talk to them about being protectors rather than bystanders or the perpetrators themselves.
So I like that idea.
What we've seen is, yes, what we've seen is a lot of focus is on the young girls. Yeah. A lot of people focus on the young girls because they are seen as a victim. What about going out to talk to the boys and talking to them at a young age, saying that, you know, we can change your mindset. You don't have to, you know, what you've seen maybe your parents do, your father do to your mom. You know, we can change your mindset by saying that you can be a protector, not the perpetrator.
So bringing out the hero in the young boys, yes, and letting them know that step up and
so imagine someone they know, someone like you, come to tell them that, oh, being cool is not being violent. Being cool is not being, you know, forcing yourself on a woman. That way, a child grows to have a better mindset. So what I'm saying is, luckily for us, we have been in collaboration with the government. We are a member of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team of Lagos State.
Oh, wow. Okay,
which recently we are working together to reach more schools and more boys to change their mindsets.
I know there's also a global body that usually celebrates at the end of the year, November 25th, the World Day against for the elimination of gender violence as well.
Yes. So another initiative we have is for the girls, which is the Warif Educational School program. Recently, we got a grant from the USAID through Pathfinder. Okay. This initiative was launched in 2016 by the Warif, and now that we got a grant from an international body, is going to help us reach out to more children. We're reaching out to 400 children in 4 different schools. So it takes more than one person, it takes more than one organization.
And several
it takes the government,
well,
it takes corporate bodies, it takes individuals to make that difference.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I wish you all the best in the work that you're doing. Let us know how better we can support, especially the men.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Now, if you have ever been to Mozambique, a Portuguese-speaking African country, one outstanding tourist destination is their capital, the city of Maputo. Wake Up Nigeria producer Ozzy Okoli was there, courtesy of Google, in the company of journalists from Kenya, South Africa, and of course, Nigeria. Let's take a look at this report.
Maputo, the fascinating capital city of Mozambique, was formerly named Lorenzo Marques until 1976. Maputo is a cosmopolitan port city with languages and cultures of Bantu, Portuguese, and to a lesser extent Arabic, Indian, and the Chinese. The capital is the most populous city of Mozambique, and it is located near the southern end of the country. It is positioned within 120 kilometers of the Swaziland and South Africa borders. The economy is centered around commerce, and it is also noted for its vibrant cultural scene and distinctive architecture.
This instrument for music.
What type of music?
Yes, yes.
What type of music?
Marabanda, music for Mozambique. Marabanda.
What is marabanda?
Marabanda is a traditional for Mozambique.
As a melting pot of several cultures, the Mozambican food reflects it.
But you say if you don't get money, hide your face, hide my face. From my race. I love you, know me, say make I put one leg for fire. Fire, fire. I go put them for fire.
The reason we invited journalists and influencers is for them to experience the power of technology at facilitating travel. A lot of the times, a lot of our technology is really about facilitating travel and removing hassle from your life. If you think about traveling, you wonder, what should I do? Where do I go? How do I store my photos? And so we were taking them from Google Trips, that already organizes your trips for you, shows you things to do when you arrive in a country, shows you where there are good sales, what you need to do, to Google Photos, where you store your photos and you're able to back them up in the cloud so you don't have to worry. It knows that I was traveling to Maputo. If I want to find out more about Maputo before I came here, I would tap on that and get which are the best places to visit for 1 day, for 2 days, if that's the duration of my stay. What are the attractions depending on where I'm staying? And it will come down. Why isn't it moving? Yeah, there. English, Portuguese, it knows that this is a Portuguese-speaking place. There is, you know, a Portuguese word, gostaria de fazer check-in, and you can try and impress the person at the reception And you can open in Translate directly and then be able to find the expressions that you need. And where I'm staying, if there's parking nearby and I'm driving. And this always gives, and then it also knows that I love cooking, see recipes for you and whatever it is. So really the assistant that knows what you like. It also helps you, if you go to the fourth one, the history. If I want to see what I've searched and there's something that really pops up that I want, that's there. So your assistant is just there to help, and you feed it the information, and then it's able to remind you.
What you say, if you don't get money, hide your face, hide my face, another man picking from my race. I love you, know me, fire, fire, burn them. I go pull up, papa. Hey! I also want a music video. I can confirm now. Yeah, the water is good, not room temperature. I'm coming
Maputo has a number of landmarks, including Independence Square, Maputo Fortress, Maputo Railway Station, and the Museum of Natural History. Maputo is known as an aesthetically attractive city with wide avenues lined by jacaranda and acacia trees.
I think Ozzy was having way too much fun.
It was just so
Maputo
unfair. Look at how much fun they were having, you know, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of great music, and it's a place I think I might visit one day.
Yeah,
you know?
it looks really nice. Anyway, so we promised you something earlier, and let's start. So Tolu Olusoga is a film and TV producer. She's also the head of productions at Biola Alabi Media and has for nearly a decade had experiences in advertising, the entertainment industry, lots of things that she's been up to.
Then we also have Choma Akposa. She's a Nigerian actress, film producer, and of course she won in 2007 the African Movie Academy Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role, as well as the Afro Hollywood Award for Best Actress in a Lead Role in 2010.
Several other awards as well over the years.
So both of these lovely leading ladies are here with us today to talk about Lara and the Beat.
It was a movie produced by Tolu Olusola.
Yes.
Very nice, guys.
Producer of life.
So this is actually one of the most anticipated movies, Nollywood movies, for this year, because we've been talking about it for a few months. Everybody's asking and wondering, when is this film finally going to be out?
Yeah. July 20th.
July 20th.
Yes. So that's 17 days to
Okay,
go.
but I think we have an exclusive premiere this week or something.
Yes, on the 8th, on Sunday the 8th, yes.
We had Shay on the show, I think 6 weeks ago, and she was talking about it, and everybody was like, okay, so what's this film about? What's going to be happening with the film? I mean, we know you can't tell us the story.
Thank you for having me. Lara and the Beat is a movie about it's a story about family, a story about sisterhood, a story about love, a story about music, a story about loss. It features Shay, Vector, Samkele, Chamak, what's Chinedu Ekedieze, Uche Jumbo, Saidi Balogun, Wale Ojo, Bimbo Manuel.
Wow.
Yes. But I mean, it's a story that links everybody together. It starts off with two sisters, Shay and Lara and Dara, who are very wealthy sisters. Been living the life. Their parents had passed away, so they had a huge fortune.
Tolu, you're telling the story.
Yeah, well.
They have to tell us now.
Okay.
But I mean, that's pretty much the flow. They lose everything, and then
she's still telling the story.
Okay,
so they have to. I guess they have to find themselves.
They have to find themselves. It's a coming of age story.
Yeah.
With a touch of music and a touch of romance.
So is it a musical?
No, it's not a musical.
It's not a musical.
No.
Okay, because I've been seeing online it's a musical.
Yes, there's a strong music influence in it because the two main stars of the movie are actual singers in the movie. So Sal, played by Vector, is a music producer, and Lara always had a dream of being a singer. Yeah, so she finds herself in the movie.
We're taking a look at a clip from the film, and if it's ready, let's take a look.
Look like Rihanna? No. Do I look like your mama? No. Do I look like Beyonce? No.
Wait, that was it?
Yeah, Lara Giwa featuring Drake. It makes sense. We're rich. Ladies, today is the day. What? Today's going to propose.
Can we not share this moment with your social media followers?
Excuse me, you're going to need them one day. All 3 million of them.
Spar Beauty Day. I can't make it. We have a board meeting in the office tomorrow.
As a result of Giwa Media's refusal to perform their civic responsibility, a warrant of restraint on the building and everything inside it has been obtained by the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. We would like everyone in this building to vacate it with immediate effect.
Lara,
You just don't have anywhere to go.
Where you going? What's a woman?
Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go while my feet are on the ground. On my knees, begging please, set me free.
Do we deserve this?
Of course you're
Lara Giwa. I came here for a record deal. Are you gonna make me a superstar?
Plus, I also produce with Big Chi over here.
Was it that bad?
I really hope that your album blows because poverty is not interesting at all.
Your parents believed in something different, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Very nice, very nice. So tell us what it was like working on this film.
My goodness, it was...
What kind of producer is she?
No, Tolu is a fantastic person, and I'm not just saying it because she's here, but because she's truly a fantastic person to work with. And it was a bittersweet shoot for me because I kept shuttling in and out. I wasn't on set every day, but you know, I got to do a few things in between, so I had to shuttle in. But Tolu made it easy for me, in as much as I had to,
you know, stressed myself 1 or 2 times. But it was more sweet than bitter.
Very nice.
Yes.
I always feel like, you know, there's a big sense of risk when you bring in so many stars at the same time, especially with conflicting schedules. So how were you able to handle that?
Lots of coffee. No, but the good thing about it is we knew from the beginning we were going to have a huge cast. So the pre-production period was pretty clear. We had reached out to people before, so we had booked people in advance. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Just a couple of days here and there where we had to move things around because of things that came up. But besides that, we were fine. We had planned at least 4 weeks ahead before we started filming.
No, planning actually started like early.
Yeah, pre-production started last
March?
year. Yeah,
Okay.
last year.
March,
We started
April.
talking to cast in March, yes.
Yeah.
But final schedules went out like a month before. So, I mean,
So we
that's the
had
best
time.
way to manage it.
And how long did it take to fully put together the whole movie?
Shoot time, shoot period was 43 days.
Yeah,
I think,
43
about
days.
43 days, yes.
Yeah, but one of the things I wanted to ask Chima is, you know, sometimes when you go to when you see a big cast like that, a lot of the guys on the set with you are either young actors or people who have never acted before.
Yeah.
And when they see you, they're like, "Oh, this is the big star." So how do you relate with people like that, especially with regards to mentoring and stuff?
I'm a very relatable person. I flow with anybody, cast, crew. I'm just there. So what I try to do is make, like for the newbies, I try to make them comfortable. Because I come from a place where, you know, as a newcomer, everyone was just, you know, strong and all of that. I didn't want, it's not something I want a newcomer to experience because it's not good. It's not good for character interpretation. It's not good for, you know, relationships on set. So I tried as best as I could at that time to make sure, especially
comfortable, yes,
Sheyi
yes,
and Vector, who
yes,
I think it was their first time basically doing something of this magnitude. So I told them, so this is just a piece of cake.
Yes, I mean it was a very diverse cast.
Yeah.
We did have, I mean, Sheyi and Vector, this was Sheyi's first ever movie set. This was Vector's second movie set, and we had music stars, we had actors, and we had a DJ exclusive. So, I mean, thanks to people like Chioma and people like Saidi Balogun and Wale Ojo, you know, it was extremely familiar for everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, for some funny reason, we struck a relationship on the first day of shoot. So it wasn't like, oh, she's big, I'm not. You know, she's from this part of the world, I'm not from, you know, it was like a family. At a point, when we're about to wrap shoot, it was like, oh, do we have to go and all of that? Everyone forgot how stressful it was and all of that. At that period, we bonded.
We bonded, yes. Even from the executive producer, Mrs. Alabi, to the director, down to the gaffer and the lights guy, it was a big set.
Just like a
and you get to see everyone at the premiere.
I mean, I saw Biola last week as well, right here at TVC. You know, we had a small conversation about it, and she's really, really excited.
Yeah. I was thinking about the fact that, you know, abroad, in other countries, you know, it's commonplace for you to have musicians come in to play lead roles in movies, but I've not seen that happen much here in Nigeria. And then you take that really big risk of taking 2 Nigerian performing artists who are still in the music industry and put them as lead roles.
I think it's credit I must give to Biola Alabi. She has gone beyond, you know, the regular. She's bringing both worlds together. She wants to marry the industry properly, and she's done it seamlessly. Absolutely. She's one person that gives the opportunity to who is ready to grab it. And with what she has done with Lara and the Beat, I'm so impressed, and I can't wait for everyone to see it. So, I mean, when we're shooting, we just thought it was, you know, regular film and all of that. We had, are we taking the right shots? Are we doing this? But from the
trailer we just saw,
you can
it
tell.
Looks good. It looks good. The music, everything, it just looks like it fuses together.
It's beautiful, it's colorful, it's, you know, it's just energetic. It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, she's right, Mrs. Albi. From the first day of her thinking about this project, it was like almost 2 years ago when she came into my office and said, I want to do this movie, and it's going to have music, and That's how all our ideas start. 6 a.m. in the morning, she comes to disturb you. Actually, no, she calls you before you get to the office. And that's how it started. And she always knew she wanted it to have a strong music influence. There was a point where she knew she wanted Shay. So pretty much everything, I mean, it seems impossible when she says it, but then we get it done.
So tell us about America in Nigeria, because we went to America in the movie.
No, what can I tell you? Lagos, you know, when you live somewhere or when you're with someone for so long, you forget the value. Lagos is stunning. Lagos is beautiful. I mean, forget the fact that we did a lot of post-production work on it, but we didn't have to do. It is shots, from the drone shots to we used over 28 locations in Lagos. Every single location we used gave us a different identity. Like, it just showed you Lagos from a different perspective. And I think that's what Lagos, I can shoot 100 movies in Lagos and I will give you different variation of Lagos. So I think Lagos is the proper character in the movie. We've given credit to Lagos as an actor in this movie. So kudos to Lagos. I mean, to the governor, to the people of Lagos, to our taxes. Please pay your taxes. It gives us a beautiful Lagos.
I can't believe you just said that.
But
pay your taxes.
I was thinking about other things you've done in the industry. You know, and not to take us too far away from Lara and the Beat. I know that you have a program running on TV that has a lot to do with food. And then when I hear,
Yomi was the first writer of.
I wrote the first season of Bookers and Joints.
You wrote that,
and then he abandoned
me. Are you kidding?
Can you imagine?
Okay, so we talk about food a lot here as well. You know, so we're definitely going to be taking you to the kitchen. Okay. But then, what was it like? You know, what were the differences when it comes to shooting something, a TV show, and then a movie?
Okay, this way.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Well, with Bookers and Joints, Bookers and Joints is, I mean, it's a TV series we shoot.
After looking at this food like this.
No, we'll bring it to you.
Go ahead, this way.
I can't go this way. Go ahead. Okay, I got this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So you're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you.
Our chef, that's Chef Lara, has been making this. What is it called?
This is a chicken stir fry.
Chicken stir fry
with rice, right?
You can go with noodles as well.
Okay.
Or pasta.
Okay. So how did we achieve this?
So this chicken was parboiled, then stir fried with the vegetables and rosemary, basil, ginger, rosemary, basil, ginger, garlic.
Are you allergic to any of them? No. Okay, when you
I like things like this. So there's
don't worry, you won't just be looking. Ginger. You're gonna be.
You smell the ginger from there.
No, sorry, garlic.
Okay. So should we pass it to them?
Yes, please. All right. Go ahead. Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Why people serving me?
No, you guys are good to eat together.
So this is what you get when you come on the show.
Yes, indeed. It smells amazing.
It's a bribe for when next you're coming.
Absolutely. You know what to bring, right?
So please have a taste and tell us what you think.
You can start with the chicken.
Why should she start with the chicken?
Because that's what you start with.
What is she
I know what this rice tastes like. So let me go for the chicken.
Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
All right, guys. It's been a great show today. We've seen a lot of things, and we're still in the middle of the week. Mike is very quiet.
I don't understand
I don't know what's happening.
But I know that whenever he's trying to take away the pot of
Mike
food,
already has taken away the pot.
Why?
Yeah, he's trying to.
He loves food that much.
A big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And this is really nice.
A big shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for styling our hair. Thank you so much. We'll be doing this again tomorrow from 7 a.m., people.
Thanks, Choma. Thanks, Tolu, for joining us this morning.
July 20th.
Thanks to Chef
July 20th, Lara and the Beat.
In cinemas.
In cinemas everywhere.
Everywhere.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Have a lovely